You're watching New Car Spin, and this is a Lexus. You know that because of the grille. You know that because of the distinctive mirror shapes. And you know that because, well, it says Lexus all over the place. And here's the thing. This is the newly redesigned ES. And out of all of the 7 or 11 versions available, this one is the hybrid. It looks almost like an old school Honda Accord. And you know how they say beauty is on the inside? I'm pretty sure on the Lexus, beauty is on the outside. And I say that because the interior is very brown. But you see things here like window shades, which are manual. You see the Mark Levinson speaker grills, which are extremely intricate, sort of like out of the Lexus LS. Very long rear doors. And then you sit inside and you go, oh, holy moly. Yeah, this is brown, all right. Even the seatbelts are brown. And you have to think, like, what kind of Lexus is this? Well, it doesn't have soft close doors, but they do call it the ultra luxury version. And its outside color is called Nebula Gray Pearl, and the price on this one is $55,000 and change. So well, it's a 4-cylinder hybrid. It has a 13-gallon fuel tank. I don't know how much horsepower it has, and I don't know how long it takes to get to 60 miles an hour. But what I can tell you is, well, you know those people who have been stuck at home for weeks and weeks and weeks? This car is just like that, because while other versions of the ES are fit and trim and sporty, this one is bloated and has spent too much time eating the leftovers. The weight from the hybrid system, the lazy engine, make this thing feel like it's 8,000 pounds. It's just so hard to take around town, and the seats are so uncomfortable. I mean, look at this. This is the seat all the way to the bottom. There's a good thing there's a sunroof here because, well, let's just go ahead and open it. Close, open. These two controls here are not intuitive. This is a Toyota thing. If you do one, you have to close and then do the other. It's the only car I know that does that. Okay, so my seat's all the way down. If I was to raise my seat up, I kind of need the sunroof. Look, even the headrest is stuck. I'd have to lower the headrest. This is ridiculous. Anyway, I think you can see my point here. I think they did this so that you have to get an SUV. They could have done better. The point, though, is this is like 3,700 pounds, and it has a 13-gallon fuel tank. Speaking of fuel economy right there is like 32 miles per gallon, which is, well, I haven't driven it really that much. But, you know, we have features in here like wireless phone charging and, oh, sorry, let me show it to you again. There you go. Stitching. It's like crossing off all the check marks. But the reality is when you drive it, it's quiet and it's slow. So of course you're going to get better miles, fuel economy out of it. Turning circles like 36, 37, 38 feet, something like that. Either way, I can make a full U-turn on this wide city street. What else do I want to tell you about? It's got an analog clock, so it's for old people. And let's see. Standard Lexus instrumentation. A nice updated map, which is not a touchscreen. And we have the infamously hated Lexus trackpad. I don't know why this screen is so dark at this point. Let's go to apps. It's got these items that just kind of make it a little bit more difficult to use. This interior is not as nice as the GS, and it's not as luxurious as the LS. This is a front-wheel drive, poor man's Lexus. Don't forget I said that. Let's go ahead and head out, floor it. It's a CVT, which means I give up. For some reason, this is the most expensive Lexus, but the best one is the V6 F Sport. Now, I've driven that, and I compared it to the Nissan Maxima Platinum Reserve. I did like the Avalon as well, and basically what I'm saying is, you know, the Lexus ES is a really good car. The redesigned one is good. But when they added the weight of this thing, and they made the engine smaller, and they made it fuel efficient, there is no point in getting this hybrid Lexus. Number one, you can't plug it in, so you have no way to take advantage of an EV-only parking spot. Number two, this is a very large sedan, and it's actually their small sedan. Well, there is also the IS, but let's just talk about the hybrid version of it. This is a very unnecessary car. Someone buying a large sedan isn't going to look at the fuel efficiency perspective. They want the sportiness. So while there is a sporty version of this car, if you drove the two back to back, you'd feel like this one is 7,000 pounds. It's ridiculous, even though it only weighs 3,700. And we do have a sport mode we can go into. It's just not. It's not a Lexus. It is a very weird, overpriced version of a poor man's car from a brand that I know does better. Not that they can do better. They do better. So let's just say you drove the standard ES. You would basically love that car. It's got a great suspension. They tuned it perfectly. It's got a 302-ish horsepower V6. Again, it's front-wheel drive. Although there is an all-wheel drive Avalon coming, which is the same platform. But here's my point. Do not get the hybrid. You can get an ES, and you can have a very nice interior like this. Don't get the brown, obviously, but don't get the hybrid. And you'll be doing yourself a favor. And that's all I can say at this point. You know, it's like, I want to show you more about this car, but again, we know what ESs are. They're all over the place. They're pretty popular. This is not that sporty. It's a CVT, which is a problem with the Maxima as well. In reality, an Avalon TRD Pro would be great. And, yeah, I said that, Avalon TRD Pro. The Camry's great. The ES F Sport's great. But this thing doesn't cut the mustard at all. This thing more or less cuts the cheese. And, well, it is for old people. And I don't know why. And it's really to check off a box and supply a manufacturer with a checkbox for a specific requirement, for a specific obscure law. And frankly, this is a half-baked hybrid these days. We have moved on from this traditional hybrid synergy, and now we're into these electrified performance cars. And this is not that at all. So, if you're looking for a hybrid, skip the ES. If you're looking for a reasonably priced luxury vehicle, maybe you're a real estate agent, don't get the hybrid. You don't be tempted by this fuel economy. 32 mpgs, I can get that all day long in a proper 4-cylinder car without all this weight and with all-wheel drive. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, comment. I got more on the way. Have a good week.